So Jason Tatum, man, I was thinking about his career and how I feel like he's a little underrated. He's not in MVP talks like other people are. Now it's like, bro, every year in this man's career, he's either conference finals or finals. He's always up there in terms of his career and what he's talking about. So I was thinking, this man has to have an historic run. He's only in year 8. He's right now. He's in year 8. So I'm like, this dude has to have one of the best careers, like in the first beginning of his career. I thought about Jokic. Bruh has 3 MVPs and he's in year 9 right now. So I'm like, oh, ain't nobody topping that, bro. This man has a third of his career. This man's been winning MVP. That's crazy to think about, bro. This
Might get
man,
it again this year.
which is even crazier, bro. He's finna be shooting 40% for MVPs. That's Steph Curry numbers right there, but that's stupid to think about, bro. This man shooting 40% for MVP. Or possible. It was, put an asterisk beside that. So I
Yeah.
like Jokic has to have the best career, like starting off with the 3 MVPs, bro. That's crazy. Now, I part of the conversation you was like, I don't know, bro. Hold on, man. Hold on. You forgot about the man LeBron James. And I was like, dang, he did go kind of crazy. Don't forget about the man before him, man, Jeffrey Jordan. Like, dang, he did go crazy too. Then Kareem. So we had to tell like, bro, like, hold on, man. Let's come up with this list of the best 10 players who had the first 10 years of their career. So we're only taking the first 10 years. Nothing else but that. So we're not going full career. We cut it off at year 10. All right. So this is what the ranking is. This is what the listing is. And so when you were thinking and formulating in your brain of who should go where and what you compound into your list, what were the factors you were looking at and what weighed a little bit more to you in terms of who you ranked where?
First and foremost, you got to see how many rings you want. Obviously, that's always going to be number one to show who was really like winning is obviously the biggest metric of impact. But after that, I'm looking at MVPs, defense player of the years, all NBAs, all that stuff. But MVPs first after rings, second, I should say, after rings.
Hmm.
And then all NBAs. Because obviously, people win rings that just on the team. Like Robert Orr could have been in the running. I don't know when he won all his rings, but you know what I mean. Like, it's guys that was riding away. Scottie Pippen, you know what I mean. But now I gotta look at all NBAs and MVPs because it's all right. Was you the guy on your team, or was you a guy on the team?
Yeah.
So, if you got a couple rings, that's cool. If you got some MVPs to go with, Finals MVPs too, obviously it'd be. But if you got league MVPs, that's obviously be right after the rings. And then all NBAs, was you one of the best players in the league in your first 10 years? That says a lot also, because it ain't too many guys just come in. I mean, it's only the best of the best guys just come in all NBA. You know what I mean? That does not happen often. Usually, if we really talk about rookies and stuff coming into the league, only the rookie of the year might be all NBA. There ain't no other rookie like usually touching all NBA like that. So if you the rookie of the year, you got a good chance you was all NBA. Other than that, it ain't rookies just getting into all NBA like that. It's year 2, year 3. They start usually sneaking in there. And then, obviously after year 3, you are a pretty solidified player. You start, really showing what you can do. So in your first 10 years, if you can get some all NBA, especially first team, you one of the best players in the league, that's the next best thing you can do. So if a guy like can play 10 years, his first 10 years and don't win no rings, maybe don't get an MVP, maybe get one MVP, but you got 6, 7 all NBA first teams or second teams, it's like, okay, he's still one of the guys. So, but you ain't gonna be top 10, but you know what I mean? Like that's important, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's how I looked at it first.
It's crazy. I flipped mine a little bit. So for me, MVPs weigh a little bit more. So that's my first. And then rings. And then all NBAs and, individual accolades. Because for me, as you know, man, when you're top 10 pick, lottery pick, whatever, you going 9 out of 10 is like one of the worst situations in the league. So
Of
like
course.
LeBron went to the Cavs who obviously deserved it. Then you have other people like Magic and Tim Duncan who walked into
Great
ideally
situation.
the best situations you can walk into as a rookie. You feel me? So depending on the situation, you kind of get gift wrapped into being a champion almost, like your first couple
Mm-hmm.
years in the league. So for me, it's like, okay, I can't knock you for not being on a championship caliber team like a LeBron per se. But after about year 4 or 5, we start looking at you a little different. It's like, all right, so it's either you need to move to another team, but this, of course, most of these are older players, so they ain't doing the whole, demanding trades type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
but either the team needs to really start building around you, you're the type of player, or you're the type of like LeBron James to will my team to greatness type of player you are. So after about 4 or 5, I'm looking at you for playoff runs and championship runs. And so that's why for me the rings went second and the visual accolades kind of fall right. It's like there and there for me because you can still build your resume by saying I'm first team All NBA. I'm still, one of the best players. I'm the top three in my position in the league. Then All Stars and everything else kind of fall after that. But for me, MVPs, because you to say I'm MVP means obviously you're a top 10 player in the game, top 5 player in the game. And this season, in your first 10 years, you stood out the most of everybody in the league. Versus a ring means my team stood out the most, and I just happened to be not just happened, but you know what I mean. Like I was the best player on this team more than likely. I played my butt off in the finals. So that's for me personally. MVPs went first, rings went second, and then like individual stuff and everything after that came after that.
I understand that. That's totally understandable. It's just, obviously for me, winning means more. Like, and then that's part of being all NBA and stuff like that. It ain't too many
Mm-hmm.
guys all NBA on losing teams. So
Yeah.
you got to win. Not saying you got to win a championship, but you know what I mean. Like winning is conducive to the rest of the awards. You're not gonna get an MVP on a losing team or a mediocre team. The only guys that get MVPs on teams that ain't number one, number two, number three in the standings most of the time is if you're doing something historic, a la the
Yeah.
Russell Westbrooks, the James Hardens. I think the Rockets was like number two though. You know what I mean? Like you have to be having a historic season
Mm-hmm.
to get an MVP and not be one of like the top three teams.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, man, winning. If you get into the finals, you getting rings and stuff, you're winning. You're gonna get MVPs if you're the best player. So that's usually how it goes for me. Like so I'm gonna take rings first, but I definitely understand where you come from too, because like everybody ain't gonna be on that championship caliber team in the first couple of years. So it's just like it's a case by case thing. Like what
Yeah.
situation was you really drafted into? You know what I mean? Everybody ain't drafted into San Antonio. Some people drafted to Minnesota. So it's tough.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting because we have a little bit different point of views on what we're weighing on the scale of a player's resume and their career. So it's gonna be a good debate to get into, man. Um, so the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna do a blind ranking, as blind as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When you start looking at the resume, some are gonna be a dead giveaway by like little stuff here and there. Well, obviously this is this person, obviously this is that person. But bear with me, okay? Try to be as objective as possible in spite of knowing who these people are. But I will admit, once we get deeper into it, you're gonna be like, I don't know who this is, but that resume look crazy. So starting off, it's gonna be like a dead giveaway of who these people are. But then as we move along, you'll be like, I don't know, bro. That man won 5 MVPs and that man won 5 rings. He looking like the champ to me. But then you look at this other person, they got this award and they the only person who do this and the only person who do that. It's like, oh snap, I don't know. So it's gonna be us being as objective as possible to not be biased in terms of I like this player, I like that player. And then at the very end, we're gonna give you guys what our more subjective list was of who we had ranked compared to our more objective list what we came up with. So you ready, man?
I am ready, brother.
All right, so starting off, this is going to be more of like our honorable mention group. So these are the people who probably not looking at being in our first 10. So this is going to, we're deciding right here. So this is probably the bottom half of the tier. So looking at this list, man, player A, solid resume, man. You got 2 MVPs, 3 rings. It means a lot, man. Of course, the 3 rings you won, found as MVP for all 3 of them. So at this list, man, who would you say you can knock off of this list? Who is like easily number,
5.
15.
Oh, okay.
Or,
Oh,
5 in terms of this list. Yeah.
yeah. Got to be D. Got to be player D. He got one MVP, one ring, one Finals MVP, 3 first teams, 3 second teams, which is decent. So half your first 10 years, 6 of the 10 first 10 years, you was All NBA. You got 2 DPOIs, which is nice.
Oh
No
wait, hold on,
disrespect.
hold on. I messed that up. That was the wrong list. My bad, people. This is
Okay.
the right list. This is the first one. So that's my fault. That's my fault. So looking at this list, I messed that up. Looking at this list, who we knocking off first? Who's number 5 on this list?
Well, now we look at players. Now we looking at player C. Player C got no
Okay.
MVPs. He got one ring, one Finals MVP. So he made, obviously he led his team to one championship, which is big. 3 first team All NBA, 2 second teams. So half your career you was All NBA, half your first 10 years, and then 2 DPOIs once again. I got a lot of respect for the defensive players of the years. That's
Yeah.
a that's a big award to win. I don't want to make it seem like it's not, but 2 DPOIs, 3 defensive first team, 4 second teams. It sounded like you was a really good player, but you wasn't the guy. You know what I mean? In the first 10 years, I don't like. Obviously, I don't know what the rest of this man's career look like. I could be talking about somebody that's top 10 all time, but in these first 10 years, if we just comparing that, C is definitely at the bottom right now for me.
I gotta agree, man. Cause like I said, I'm weighing MVPs, and so for you to have none of them, it means that you didn't have a year. It's like when we look at MVPs, we're looking at you were dominant this year. You had a stretch where you were that guy. Because usually you have MVP moments, and that means we looking at you as like, oh, this dude is dominating. Like we looking at him as like you're the guy this year. You had a good 2 months where you were just destroying the league. Nobody could touch you. So if you do not have an MVP, means that you didn't have that type of stretch 9 times out of 10 in your first 10 years. So like you said, this player could have been, um, he could be top 10 all time. He could have picked it up year 12 and just went on a run and went crazy. But then looking at the stats, he only had 19, 6, and 3. It's kind of tough for me to look at you as being dominant and being one of the best when that was your numbers you're putting up too. So I gotta agree, man. We're looking at C right now as being number 5. So we agree on that one, man. So who we looking at in terms of number 4 right now?
4 for me is probably gonna be E. It's
Hmm.
probably gonna be E. No rings, no Finals MVPs. You got an MVP. Like, so you had a year you tore the league up. That's good. Like, what I mean, MVPs obviously or something, but you didn't have a lot of team success, obviously. And then you had 2 All NBA first teams, 5 seconds. So you wasn't the number one at your position for the most part of your first 10 years. And then I see you got 2 times triple doubles. That mean average a triple double.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool stats wise, obviously, but it ain't amount to much, obviously. Like, and I hate to say that, but it didn't amount. It didn't amount to winning. Let's say that, and that's not to
Mhm.
say they could have been a great team. Obviously, it ain't but so many people average a triple double. But you only got one MVP, and you was only All NBA first team twice and second team 5 times. So that means there was another somebody in your position that didn't average a triple double. I'm assuming that was better. So it's tough for me, but I got to go them at number 4.
Yeah, man. It's honestly, I was battling back and forth between C and E of who would I take because, like I said, one player has the MVPs and the other person has the rings and the Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the numbers, it's like okay, they actually had individually a better run, which has led
Yeah,
obviously to the MVP. And so more All Star games, meaning 7 times in his career out of the first 10, he had that type of performance, and that means 7 times compared to player C's 5, he was one of the best in his position. So he was either number 1 or number 2 in his position compared to him only having 5. And so those two I was wrestling with back and forth of like who should be 4 or 5. So I think I sticking with what I valued more as MVPs. I had to put E as number 4. So we agree on that one too. Now it gets a little tricky now, man. So
It does get a little tricky.
because now we're looking at this person has the same MVPs as this person. This person have more rings, and so do you value defense? Do you value scoring? So who we looking at for number 3?
uh, Number three, I gotta go A. I gotta go A. One MVP, one ring, one Finals MVP. Sound like you had one good year, one great year. You was 5-time All NBA first team though, so that's not accurate. So 5-time All NBA first team, that's amazing. Half of your first 10 years, you was the best player in your position. That's huge, huge. So it's not just one great year, but you got one MVP, one ring, one Finals MVP. One could assume you probably got all that in the same year, and then you was DPOY. So that's why I'm assuming all of that came in the same year. So you had like obviously an amazing year, but you was a 5-time All NBA first team. That's big. But when I'm looking at the other people we comparing you to, y'all both got rings. You know, y'all there's but you got the least amount of rings out of the last 3 people in the list. You got everybody got MVPs. You got the DPOY. Everybody got all NBAs. But player D got 4 scoring champs, which I feel like is huge to lead the league in scoring 4 times. And then player B was a unanimous MVP. So that's obviously, I think, a little bit bigger also. So I think that just both it ain't so much what player A didn't do is what the other 2 people in the list did do. So I'm bumping the A down to 3.
Yeah, like I said, this one's tough, man, because like you said, it's not about what they didn't do; it's what his competition did do.
Right.
And so it took me a minute to kind of go back and forth to like, man, the DPOI means a lot. Like
Yeah.
that's some weighty stuff. But then going back to what I thought about in terms of the All NBA. So you had 6 years where you were either the best of your position or second best of your position, compared to the other player where they had same 6, but you had one more first team. When you look at All Stars, it's like, okay, this player could probably have a bigger name because they had 9 All Stars versus their 7. So I'm like, all right, cool. Then you look at the numbers, and it's like, oh, you can tell player A is probably more of a big because they have the blocks. But then it's like, oh, player D has more scoring and the blocks. So you ain't doing that much better than me on defensive end, in terms of the blocks at least. I don't know the full capacity of their defense. So
Right.
you ain't doing too much more to me on the other end. Like, you're doing better rebounding wise, but that could be just my position of what I'm playing. So A is more of a bigger guy, so you're gonna get more rebound versus D's probably more of a wing. So it's like, all right, cool. But then I had to settle down. Like, both of you got MVPs, but obviously I have more rings and Founders MVPs. So that's where it's like, okay, cool. Settle down on that. I had to pick player D over A. And then, like you said, with B, it's like, come on, bro. I got 3 rings, man. And I got the most MVPs out of this whole group. So you got to respect that alone. And then unanimous. So that's where, for me, I agree that A is going to be the third on this list. And I think we're going to agree that it's going to be uh, A, number 3, D is going to be 2, and B is going to be 1.
Absolutely. B got the most rings, the most MVPs, and one Finals MVP. But he got the most rings and MVPs out of all the other 5. And then a unanimous MVP obviously just boosts that even more. And he technically he don't got more All NBAs than nobody because he got 5 All NBAs. I'm talking about B still, 3 first
Mm-hmm.
team, 2 second team. So no, don't got more All NBAs than nobody else. But he's obviously affecting winning. And he got 2 MVPs, so he can't say he was just riding the bus. But yeah, I gotta go be number 1. So I'm glad we do agree on that part at least. Well, we
Yeah, we'll
agreed on the
see.
whole list.
All right, so you want to reveal who the people are? Because I mean, some of it was kind of obvious, but you want to reveal who the people are, or you want to wait to the end?
Oh, we can reveal since this is not like the top 10. Yeah, we can reveal it.
All right, so for people who don't know, if you couldn't pick up the breadcrumbs that were left by the other uh column right there, so A is Giannis Antetokounmpo, B is Steph Curry, C is Kawhi Leonard, D is Kevin Durant, and E is Russell Westbrook. So our blind ranking left us with number one being Steph Curry. So right now we're saying Steph Curry is number 11 in terms of our ranking. And then two, we're looking at KD. Three, we're looking at Giannis. Four, we are looking at Westbrook. And then five, we're looking at Kawhi.
I'm actually very satisfied with that rank. I'm very satisfied with that because Kawhi could obviously have more if
Mm-hmm.
he, was healthy. But yeah, I'm satisfied with him being five and Steph Curry being one.
Yeah, like now that we have the context of who it is, it's like, dang, that man did kind of do some crazy stuff when he was healthy. But he wasn't healthy, so he can't work
Yeah,
off of that. So it's like, oh well, man. And then he did more in terms of his career later on, but we don't work with the first 10 years. So, like you said, I'm satisfied with Kawhi being number five. I battle back and forth between him and Westbrook, as you can see, because
yeah,
Westbrook he wasn't doing that much better, but he was doing better than him. Um, Giannis and KD was an interesting one because, like, obviously looking at it now, it's like, okay, KD obviously is the scorer. He's the four-time scoring champ. But
right.
then Giannis is known as the defensive player, the defensive guy. He won DPOI, obviously. And he did win all of those in the same year. So it's like he had that 1 year where he was on that magical run. After that, it was like, I won't say he went human, but he wasn't that again. Some of that was injury. Some of that is front office changing team around or not upgrading the team like they kind of should have. But it is
Right.
what it is. So Steph Curry doing what he did, man. Um, It was tough. I think I was kind of battling between him and KD in terms of who I wanted to be number one. But now I was like, man, this man got 3 rings, bro. He only has one more, but he has one more ring and one more MVP. So both of those had to boost him up over him to pay him at being number one on this list. So
Thanks.
all right. So now we're moving on to the real list, man. Now we're working into the top 10. So Curry could possibly sneak up and take somebody's spot here and move into our top 10. But all right, ready to move on?
Ready.
All right. So now this who we putting at number five, man. It's another new list. So we got a couple rookie of the years on here, man. It's this the first one we have of this. Couple Roys.
Mm-hmm.
Um Actually I might have been lying. Was KD rookie of the year?
No. I think KD come out same year as Blake Griffin? Actually, you could just go back if it ain't if it's on there.
Hold on. I'm tripping. Did KD win rookie of the year?
I know Blake Griffin won Rookie of the Year. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah. Cause I don't know. I might be tripping and might have not KD his rookie of the year award. But I don't think that changes my list in terms of
It doesn't.
but it is one more little accolade to throw in his name though. But averaging 27 first years in the league is crazy. Too. Like for you to come out the gates and just busting people's heads in, averaging 27.
He
I
was
think it's
Rookie of the
rookie
Year.
year. Okay, okay. My bad,
Yeah.
KD. I left that off. But um, but still, I got the scoring champ. You know, at least I got that in there. But yeah, so for him to, I think his rookie year he averaged like 25. So that's crazy. And from there he just went up and up. So, but yeah, so now we have more rookie of the years on the second list. So, um,
Got to go on a little bit earlier.
yeah, man. So now we're looking at this list in terms of who we had. Bro averaged 28. That's crazy.
Mm.
All right, so
Yeah,
who
he
we
got
looking
crazy.
at on this list? for number 5.
Starting off at 5. I think 5 is easily gonna be D. We got 1-1-1. So he the only one ain't got 2 or something. Really, he the only one in this 5 ain't got 3 or something. Just looking at it, blank numbers. You know what I mean? He the only one ain't got 3 or something. Now, averaging 24 and 11, 2 steals and 3.5 blocks. That's amazing. That's amazing stats. But somebody in the league was more amazing. I don't know who it was, but because you only got 3 All NBA first team, 3 second team, somebody in the league was going crazy right there alongside you. But 1 MVP, 1 ring, 1 Finals MVP, still great. 2 DPOYs, 3 defensive first teams, 2 second teams, still great. So everybody in the list is amazing, obviously, or they wouldn't be in the list. But 1 MVP, 1 ring. I can't really put you over the other guys. And then you got 3 first team, 3 second team, so 6 out of the 10 years. We back on the same list we was just on. I'm just not realizing. But 6 out of your 10 years, you All NBA, that's still pretty big. I'm assuming you probably took a couple years to get rolling, and then you start making these All NBAs and stuff. You was All-Star 8 out of 10 times. But it just looks to me like somebody else in the league was killing. I don't know who it was, what era this is. But it just looked like somebody else in the league was killing, taking a little bit of your shine. And I hate that for you. But right now you looking like number 10 for me. 2 DPOIs, though, still huge. But sorry.
Yeah, this is easy. Like, you're the only person who don't have 2 of something. Like you said, or at least 3 or something. So I ain't finna, piggyback on what you were saying. We're just gonna co-sign it and put D as number 5. So number 4. It's looking a little spooky here, man.
It is tough, man. It is tough.
Because honestly, C and E looking real
very
similar here.
I think, okay, so I'm looking at stats. 21, 11 and 7, 22, 14, 1.5. So both looking like bigs with the rebounds and the blocks.
Yeah.
But 3 MVP, both got 3 MVPs, 1 ring, 1 Finals MVP. That's tough.
So the thing that's kind of pushing me one way is the defensive first team and second team over the other person who has nothing extra to add to it. But C does have 4 first teams.
He got 3 and 3 second teams. So he had one year he was second team, and the other one had one extra year he was first team.
So I don't, once again, I'm not 100% sure who this is right now, but like, this could have been the same era, and I was the better player. So the team wise, I wasn't gifted the more accolades.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so I think I'm gonna lean towards, for 4th place, I think I'm gonna put C 4th. Even though he got 1 more first team, he got no defensive first teams or second teams at all. Like, no extra accolades outside of that. And like I said, you very well could be right. They could have been in the same era, and one took an all first team from the other one, and that would have been like a dang if I knew that. You know what I mean? But as of right now, just looking at this as objectively as possible, y'all got very similar resumes. But I'm gonna take the guy with 2 defensive teams over the guy with 1 more first team than him. So I'm gonna go ahead and put C 4th and D 3rd, or I mean E 3rd.
Yeah, this is tough. I think I have to agree with you, which I don't want to, but I think I have to. Like, I don't want to keep agreeing to this whole process, but I think I have to, just because this person is giving me defense too. Like scoring wise, we're not that different. I'm giving more rebounds and I'm giving blocks, but C is giving more assists.
Yeah.
So that means offensively, you give me a little bit more, but I'm guaranteed defense from E. So, dang, this is tough. Okay. Yeah. So I'm putting C at 4, and then we'll put in E at 3. So now we got a fight between, man, looking crazy. 28, 12, and oof.
I can't lie to you, brother. As amazing as 28, 12, and 2.5 blocks is, I gotta go A first. And almost solely because in your first 10 years, you got 9 All NBA first teams, 7 defensive first teams, and 3 second teams. So that means all 10 of your first 10 years, you was all defensive team. All 10 of your first 10 years, you was all NBA. But 9 of them when you was first team. That means as soon as you set foot in the league, you was one of the best players in the game.
Yeah.
Because if you look at everybody else all NBAs, like even B, 4 first, 2 second, 3 third, that's 9 out of 10 years. Hey, but you only got 4 first teams. The C, 4 first teams. D, 3 first teams. E, 3 first teams. You talking about 9 all NBA first teams, first 10 years in the league. I'm assuming the 1 second team was his rookie year. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I'm rolling with him as number 1 for this list right here. Because you talking about a guy coming in wreaking havoc. Like, Jesus, 9 first teams?
Yeah, when I was looking this stuff up, I was like, time out, is this? I got to be looking because the hard part about this was trying to separate the whole career versus the first 10 years. So I'm trying to like look at the stuff and make sure I'm accurate in terms of this.
I'm
Oh,
looking at it.
bro, I checked it like 10 times. So I'm like, time out, brother. There's no way that you had 9 first teams. Not 9 all NBA, but 9 first teams. That means either A, it was your rookie year you didn't get it, and the rest of them you just kicking everybody head in, or you got it rookie year. You had a down year, you might have been hurt or something, and they gave you second team, but then after that you went back to first team. So that one of them two had to happen. So you either had one down year was like, he wasn't the best of this position, he was the second best of this position. That's either your rookie year or later on in your career. But either way, for you to be all NBA first or second team your entire career, the first 10 years, come on, bro. Like, it's kind of crazy they only won 2 MVPs. Seeing how they were first team all NBA, but I still got to give it to them, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's the level of dominance that you don't see that often. So, yeah, we got to go B as going number 2 and then A being number 1. Because for that to be, bro, 10 times, the first 10 years of your career, I'm talking about out the womb of the NBA, you kicking everybody head in saying, I am the best in my position or top 2 of my position. That's crazy, man. So right now we're working with A being number 1, B being number 2, E being number 3, and then 4 being C, 5 being D. All right, so now, ooh, that's crazy. Hold on. Let me composite my list and put
9 first teams,
the
brother.
names to it. All right. So we're gonna go reverse order. So 5, we went with Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay. So 10,
4,
that'd be number 10.
yeah,
Oh,
he'd be
no,
number
so,
10 right now.
okay.
Yeah, so 10 through 10, 9, 8. So that's what we're doing. So number 10 will be Hakeem Olajuwon. Number 9 is going to be Jokic.
Oof.
Number 8 is going to be Moses Malone.
Moses?
Then we're looking at Shaq. Number 6. I mean, number 7. And then 6 is going to be Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was the one kicking everybody head in. That man said, I am the best power forward in the game. Y'all going to respect me, bro.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking, I cannot lie to you, bro. I was thinking this was going to be like Kareem Abdul Jabbar or somebody.
That's what it felt like for a minute, bro. But I looked at the numbers and I was like, that don't feel right, bro. Kareem was scoring too much for him to average
That's true
19, so
too.
I couldn't have been Kareem. So I thought B was going to be Kareem for a second because 28 feel about right for him. It's like 28, 12, and 2. It's like, okay, that feels about accurate. Then I looked at the rings and MVPs. I was like, that don't feel like Kareem. So stats wise, it's him. He didn't rookie of the year. But then it felt a little like lackluster on the back end of it. And then if you can combine the stats of B, which is Shaq, with the awards and accomplishments or all NBAs of Tim Duncan, that's what Kareem was. Like that's what it felt like. If you can combine them two, like,
Facts.
okay, that makes sense. But like, nah, that's crazy, bro. Tim Duncan said, I'm kicking everybody head in. I'm the best power forward from rookie year to year 10.
That's incredible. In the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from the late '90s into the 2000s, 9 All NBA first teams at any position really is insane. I would say honestly, I mean not to get too far off track, but center is probably the best, like the easiest position to do that in. Because if you the best center in the league, you the best center in the league. Like every team only gonna have one center, and everybody don't play through their center, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So if you the best center in the league, it is very apparent. Shaq, Hakeem, like Kareem. When you the best center, it's like, all right, this guy the best center in the league. They playing through him. He getting 28, 12, whatever. He gonna be all NBA first team. We all fighting that for that second team spot. Because there's not gonna always be a dominant center. But when you talking about guards and forwards, there's gonna always be a guard and a forward going crazy. Always. There's gonna always be a Kobe, a James Harden, a Dwayne Wade. There's gonna always be a LeBron, KD, Carmelo, a KG, Tim Duncan. There's gonna always be a guy like that. Yeah. So for him to be playing power forward, and they gave him All NBA first team 9 times. That's shout out to Tim, man.
So let's rewind a little bit and refresh of who he was going against. He was going against a little bit older Charles Barkley, but still Charles Barkley. He might be going against Kevin McHale, a little bit older Karl Malone, of course KG, of course Dirk. We're looking at Chris Webber, Paul Gasol, all Rasheed Wallace. We're looking at all these guys, and we said, Tim Duncan, you're by far the best at this position.
9 times out of 10, literally, you the best player. 9 times out of 10, Tim gonna get that. Like that's incredible. I wonder who was the other, who was first team here. He was second team because I don't know what year that was. I mean,
all right, let's look it up real quick.
Dang, bro, that's insane.
Like this is like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The fun part about doing this made me respect the people who we know they're great, but this made me have a different level of appreciation of their greatness. Because now I can sit here, it was easier for me to be more objective and just say, oh, this player is dominantly great, because that is next level of what we're doing. All right, so it was 2006, I believe this what the year is. So that year, Dirk won it.
That was the year Dirk won MVP, though, right? 05,
I
06.
believe so.
Yeah, because that's the year they went to the finals and lost to D Wade and them. Or am I tripping? The 06 finals is Wade and them, right? That's the Heat.
Yeah. Yep.
They played Dirk and them, I want to say.
Yep, they did play.
Yeah. So a man had to win MVP.
Same year. They won the same year. Because that year they lost in the first round to that was what We Believe Warriors they lost to. It had to be the year after that. Or 2 years after that. Because 05, 06, that had to be Nash year. Let me see. That had to be the Nash year.
No, it was Mavericks. 06 NBA Finals, Heat versus Mavericks.
No, I'm saying that was the finals matchup, but MVP, I think, was Nash that year.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, 05, 06, that was Nash year. That was his second time back to back.
Okay, I was finna say, man, a man had to win MVP just to get. but yeah, nah, they still made it to the finals.
Yeah, Dirk carried him to the finals. I think that's probably what pushed it over. It made him say, or made the voters say, like, yeah, he had a better year. So it was, first team that year was LeBron, Kobe, Dirk, Nash, Shaq. Second team was Chauncey, D Wade, Ben Wallace, Elton. Shout out to Elton Brand, man, sneaking one in, and then Tim Duncan. So yeah, that's what we were working with there, man. That's what you had to go to a finals appearance to upset Tim Duncan and not get first team. That's how great he was.
And I'm thinking they probably had to be number one in the West or something to get it. Or no, the Suns I think was number one when Nash won MVP. So they had to have a better record than the Spurs though. Something.
Yeah. I have to go back and do that level of research to understand what that was. But right now, I was just like, looking at this is crazy. Like, that's how crazy Tim Duncan was of saying, literally, like you said, literally 9 times out
Nine
of
times out of
10,
10.
you are the best power forward in the NBA. 9 times. The one time you weren't, you were the second best power forward. That's how stupid Tim Duncan was in the first 10 years. Rookie year. This man went rookie of the year and said, "You're the best power forward." That's crazy, bro. That's
This is
see now I gotta pull this up.
this just
All right.
reminds me of when Richard Jefferson was talking about Tim Duncan, and he said he best with Tim talking about Jokic, like Jokic would have killed you, Jokic would have destroyed you, this and that, this and that. And he said Tim told him, I played him before he was him and after I was me, and I did all right. And that is the most Tim Duncan thing ever. Like, I did all right. This
Yep.
man was going crazy.
That yeah. I heard that too, and I was like, yeah, that sound about right because
That
that's
sound like
crazy.
Tim.
So all right, so I just for reference of how great Tim was. So first team of the year, this was 97, 98. Okay, so this is three-peat Bulls years. This is around that time. So first team was Jordan, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Shaq, and Tim Duncan.
Rookie year.
Okay, rookie year. Now take this how you want. I'll just say it like that. Take this how you want. Second team was Tim Hardaway, David Robinson, Grant Hill, Vin Baker, Rod Strickland. Third team
Okay.
was Scottie Pippen, Glenn Rice, Mitch Richmond, Reggie Miller, Dikembe Mutombo.
Okay.
So take that how you will. Whether that boosts us up or tears it down, that's the facts what we're dealing with. That's who first team was. So shout out like Wayne said, shout out my homie Timmy. We didn't say that, but PG version. So all right, so now very important question here. Okay. Dream is 10. Jokic is 9. We have Curry at 11. Is there a way Curry sneaks into the top 10?
Dream is D, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he could because Curry had 3 rings and 2 MVPs. But Dream do got 2 DPOYs.
So just as historic reference, that was the year, like you said, he won ring, Finals MVP, DPOY, and I think MVP all in the same year. And as we know, only 3 people did that, and we've mentioned 2 of them already. So if that adds
Right.
a little extra boost to his um prestige, I guess you could say we can do that. But he's also going against only unanimous MVP.
Man, that's tough because I want to say Curry is above Dream because we already said Curry got 3 rings, only had 1 Finals MVP, had 2 MVPs, so he got more rings and MVPs and was a unanimous MVP.
So let's go
But
back, and Curry is B for reference.
3 rings, they all NBAs pretty similar, so it's not like he just was killing.
I'll say Curry got to be 10. First I was thinking Dream, but Curry got to be 10.
I think so too. 3 rings to 1 is tough. Like
And he
he
has
got,
2. So he had 2 years where he was the guy.
yeah. As much as I want to put more stock in those DPOYs, I think the unanimous MVP kind of trumps them. And 2 more rings. Yeah. Okay, we can bump stuff up into 10. I'm okay with that.
All right. So right now, our official list is looking like uh Kawhi 15, Westbrook is 14, Giannis is 13, Katie is 12. The switch around with Dream being number 11, Curry entering the top 10, Jokic being number 9, Moses being 8, Shaq being 7, and Tim Duncan being 6. This is what our list is looking like right now. It's a little surprising.
A little bit.
All right, so now since we moved Curry, do we look at him taking Jokic spot and Jokic is C? Jokic has 3 MVPs, 1 ring, 1 Finals MVP. 6-time All NBA, 7-time All Star, and no other awards to, kind of say, versus Curry, who is two MVPs, three rings. So are we weighing Curry's more, two MVPs and three rings more than Jokic's three MVPs, one ring?
So this is why I'm gonna say no, and it's not because of what's on this list. It's the fact that Jokic is in year 10 right now, so he could very realistically gain another MVP.
Mm,
And I mean, there's no. It's possible he can win a ring. I'm not saying like he's my pick, but like it's possible the Nuggets can win another ring this year, and it's possible. Well, it's not possible. He's going to be All NBA first team this year.
hmm
So uh, that'll be 5 first teams, 2 second teams. So that's 7 out of 10 years. It's tough for me to say, but I think just based off that, I'm gonna keep Jokic where he is. Steph does have more rings and stuff, obviously, but if Jokic was to get a fourth MVP, that would be like he'll have the most on the list.
hmm
So I would have to. I'm gonna keep Jokic where he is for right now, based off of that. Just since now we know off context that
Yeah.
that's Jokic, I have to keep him where he is.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because honestly, obviously, everybody else on this list is solidified. Like they're either retired or obviously past year 10. So he's the only
Right.
one that's capable of moving the list around. With that being said, that's tough. Okay, let me think about it. Who is Jokic again? He's C. So being consistent with my MVP rankings, so that means we had 3 years where Jokic was the best guy. We had 2 years where Curry was the best guy. But we had 1 year where Curry was above and beyond, hands down, the best guy with the unanimous MVP.
Right.
I'll keep Jokic because I think just the fact this man is shooting Steph Curry numbers from MVP is just still, I'm tripping off of that. But I ain't gonna lie to you, like I'm really tripping off of that. So for him to potentially get four, honestly, he could probably creep up into the top five. We got to see what the top five looks like, and I don't think anybody's gonna touch the top five, but he has the one who could potentially move up and take Shaq's spot because right now Shaq is 7. Yeah, Shaq is 7. So he's the one that could possibly take Shaq's spot. We could revisit this list and possibly take Shaq's spot as being 7. But I'm sorry, bro. Tim Duncan having all NBA first 10 years.
Ain't nobody getting past that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You have to have 5 MVPs for me to say you overtaking that spot because that's how crazy he is. Now, depending on how Jokic finished this season, we could revisit this list and say he's 4-time MVP, 2-time champion, and 2-time Finals MVP. Possibly, we
Possibly.
could revisit. But man, 9-time first team. That's in your rookie year too. I'm sorry, bro. It's gonna be hard for me to easily remove. It's gonna be a debate for me to move Tim out of being number 6. Honestly, Tim could probably sneak up and be top 5. We got to see
Yeah,
who's
we
there.
have to see. I'm already thinking about it. We gonna have to see what this five.
So this is gonna be an interesting list. So right now we have 3 people in contention of moving up into possibly. Well, I'll say 2 people moving up in the top 5, which is gonna be Tim Duncan and Jokic. But we'll see because we ain't even finished through the top 5. So all right, here's what the top 5 ideally, realistically, probably gonna be looking like. So now looking at this list, who
Sheesh.
is number 5? Because we're working with everybody here has at least 2 MVPs. We only have one person on here who only has one ring, but that one ring has 5 MVPs. And we talking about dominance, bruh. 5-time MVP. Come on now. Come on
Five
now.
MVPs is
5
insane.
MVPs is ridiculous, bruh. Half of your career in the first 10 years you were MVP. That, bruh, that's crazier than Tim Duncan's 10-time All NBA, bro. Like that's
Facts.
another level of dominance, bro. I'm the best player in the league. Forget my position. I'm the best guards, forwards, bigs. I'm the best one 5 out of 10 years. Come on, man. That's stupid to think about, bro. So I'm jumping ahead, but who we got as number 5 looking at this list? Because this is the toughest one.
This is for sure. Woo! There's some big numbers on here. Boy, I got some
Everybody
names on
got
here.
20 plus points, boy. I know who the people are, but I don't know who's who in terms of who's the letter. Like I know in my brain who's in the top 5, but I can't tell
Yeah.
you for sure like who's who and what's what. But my boy, this is the toughest list. So because you got 2 MVPs with 5 rings. Dang, this list is crazy. Oh my goodness.
DJ Envy, Angela Me. Boy, y'all got some names on here.
Charlotte McGay.
Charlotte McGay, Angela. DJ Angela, Charlotte McGay. Boy, y'all got some names
Charlotte
on
McGay, my guy. Like, boy, what is you saying? Speak English, man.
here. Hey, bro, to this day, I be saying that when I get confused. Like, boy, y'all got some names on here. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh man. All right, so
Man, fifth? All
who's
right,
number
so
5, man?
fifth for me, oh my lord, is
So, dang, this is nasty. This is nasty work, my boy. This is nasty. Cause I was finna say A, but then I saw the All NBA talk, so
nine
I can't
first
be a
teams.
hypocrite.
I'm saying the same thing.
I was
I'm
finna say
thinking,
them. Dang, that's crazy. All right, I don't know.
I'm thinking based on my criteria, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go C is 5 with the 4 MVPs, 2 rings, 2 Finals MVPs. That's obviously everybody on the list is amazing. I think I gotta go C solely because 2 rings, 2 Finals MVPs is uh is low for what's on here.
Mm-hmm.
You do got 7 first teams, 2 second teams, so 9 out of your 10 years you was All NBA. You was Rookie of the Year. You have 5 defensive first teams. That's super crazy too. So half your first team you was All Defense first team. Everybody don't hear Rookie of the Year, so that ain't really worth mentioning.
Yeah, that's the minimum. That's the bare minimum what you had to have on this list.
Facts. Like you can't have a slow start to make it here. But 4 MVPs is obviously amazing. It
That's the
sounds like
second
you
most
was
on the list.
yeah. It sounds like you was dominating the league scoring wise and defensive wise. I don't know who this is, but it sounds like you was dominating the league, obviously. But the thing is, you didn't really. You probably them 2 rings probably came in at like 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there for you. So you start getting it rolling. I'm assuming you probably
Mm-hmm.
won more. Like these probably all players, obviously that won 5, 4, 5, 6 rings. So obviously you probably won more down the line. But I'm based on my criteria with the rings, I can't switch up now because you got 4 MVPs. Everybody else do got 2 and 3 and 5. So I'm gonna put C at 5.
So the reason I will agree with you on that is because I was debating between C and D, which is that's crazy looking at the other awards that D has. But
Facts.
you have C has 4 MVPs, which is one more MVP than D, but they have 2 more rings and 2 more Finals MVPs, which means they had just about the same amount as individual success plus the team success. So for me, I'll put C. The numbers they put up are crazy though, because these are the craziest numbers besides E, like individual numbers coming from those two. So C is 5 and D is 4 for me.
C5D4. Ooh. I was gonna say I wanna say E is 4 for me. because one
Yeah.
ring, one Finals MVP. But 5 MVPs is insane. Like half your career, you was MVP. Can you imagine being
That's what keeping me
in?
up there.
Can you imagine being in year 9, year 10, and somebody even trying to trash talk you? And I'm like, bro, do you know I didn't want MVP half the time I've been in the league? Like, you might want to be quiet while you talk.
You talking to like half of my career I've been MVP so far. Like, you know who you talking to?
You know how much I
5.
bring that up? It's like, I don't care how many rings I got. One ring, one Finals MVP, cool. How many times you been MVP? You. I got more than all of y'all. Oof.
Combined? Oh, that's crazy. That's
How many
crazy.
MVPs have y'all team won? Let's talk about that.
Let's go throughout your whole team. Like I'm talking about from the origin of this team being in the NBA to now. How many MVPs have y'all won?
How many
I'm talking about
MVPs
Trey.
have the Philadelphia 76ers? Let's make it even around here.
So y'all as an organization have 4, but I as a player have 5. Talk to me later.
Talk to me later.
Hit up my people. We'll talk to you. Probably not, but whatever. So
Probably not. Yeah, I ain't talking about
probably not.
nothing.
But yeah, whoever
Okay.
C is, they're hands down 5.
Yeah. C is 5. For me, 4 is going to be. I think E got to be 4. Honestly,
I can't
E
do
got
it,
to be.
man. I can't. I couldn't agree with that one, bro. I can't. 5 times, bro.
Actually, give me A. Give me A at number 4. 9 All NBA first
Hey,
teams is crazy. Give me A at number 4. 3 rings, 3 Finals MVP, 2 Finals MVPs, 3 MVPs, 9 first teams, a rookie of the year, 3-time defensive second team. All of that is crazy, but it's looking like right in the middle. A need to be 3 or 4. A got to be 3 or 4 because he was like right in the middle with everything he did. So give me A at 3 or 4, somewhere in 3 or 4.
I was thinking 3. So I was gonna put D at 4 and A at 3.
4 rings though, dog, at 4. 4
That's,
championships, 4 Finals
that's only
MVP.
one more ring. That's only one more ring. Yes, you have 2 more Finals MVPs, but I'm 9-time first NBA. I'm first team NBA 9 times, bro.
He
And the
was
other time I
7.
didn't win, I was second team.
But this dude got 7 and 1 second team. That's 2 less. And then he
That's
rookie of the year. But then we look at the other accolades.
DPOI. Okay, DPOI. That holds some
DPOI
weight.
6 defensive first teams, 3 defensive second teams. So 9 all defensive teams to the other one's 3. And those 3 was all second team. So I'm thinking A gotta be 4 for me.
You know why I'll give you that nod?
Hmm.
Because D had 31, 6 and 5,
31,
and 2 steals. That's the boost for me.
31 points a
So
game is insane.
so what this shows me is that A potentially more of a team player
Yeah,
because
for
you
sure.
averaging 24, 10, and 6. You play defense and you can get buckets. You obviously dominant because you had 9-time first team out NBA, 3 MVPs. But D was getting it done on both ends at a little bit higher clip by averaging 31. And I'm defensive team 9 of the 10 times. So honestly, D was probably rocking a lot more in either might have been hurt a year, that rookie year, first 2 years, he was a little slow start, and then from there he just kicked everybody's head in again.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I will give that nod for D over A is because it felt like everything was pretty much here for the most part, but I'm doing what you do at a little bit higher clip. I'm just like a notch above you. So that's why I get the nod for A. Even though A looking crazy with that 9-time first NBA. Like that's crazy.
That is
So
crazy.
dang, that's tough to say. So A is number 4, and then we put in D
D at
as
3.
3. So now the real conversation comes in. Do you value the 5-time MVP or the 5-time champion?
5-time champ. 5-time champ number 1. 5-time champ, 3 Finals MVPs, 2 MVPs, 7 first teams. Was rookie of the year. So he don't got no defensive teams. But you talking about 28, 7, and 10, you almost averaging a triple double. I said 28, 27, and 10, almost averaging a triple double. You got to 5 championships in your first 10 years. So half your career, you done won a ring. You was three
Mm-hmm.
finals MVP 3 of the 5, but half of your career is championships.
Okay,
So
so let's paint this narrative, right? So we know how Tim Duncan kind of walked into a great situation being the Spurs.
of course,
So let's say, because think about it this way: this person only has 2 MVPs, so that means you weren't really kicking everybody's head in like the other people were, because 2 MVPs meaning 2 years you were the best player. So that means you might not have been the best player on your team, even though you did win 3 Finals MVPs. That means you were the Scottie Pippen probably, and you were rocking with a Jordan. You just happen to have a little bit better terms during those runs. So the 2 other Finals MVPs could have went to the other player. Versus E says, I am the guy. Me as a player, I'm kicking everybody head in. My team, they cool, but me,
but
I'm
me though,
I'm rookie of the year and I'm 7-time defensive team. So that means 7 times out of my 10, I'm one of the better defenders in the league. I'm 8-time All NBA and I'm 5-time MVP. Half of my first 10 years, I won MVP. So that means my team might not have been the best, but I did all I can to deliver that ring and that Finals MVP. Versus B, probably it feels like they walked into a better team and he happened to be either one of the better players or the better player on that team at some point in his career, because he only won Rookie of the Year and nothing else. So he doesn't have the defensive accolades. He doesn't have any other thing to really point to and say that he was a little bit more of the guy. So individual for me, like I said earlier, like MVPs are weighing out more. So that means half of my first 10 years, I'm the guy. Versus half of your career, you're one of the guys on the team.
I can't. But they all got Finals MVP, so we can't say they was one of the guys, and they all got multiple MVPs. So they had a duo or something. Obviously, somebody
Mm-hmm.
they had another star player that took a Finals MVP from them, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But and then they all NBA first team. Everybody on the list first team, all NBA. So can't nobody be called a guy. They are. It's like a Bron D Wade situation. It's Magic Kareem. It's whatever you like. Those are the guys we got
Mm-hmm.
to be talking about. So we can't
Yeah.
say Magic is a guy on the team because he played with Kareem. They both the guys. So
Yeah. But
like
but but okay, using them specifically, Kareem was the captain still. He was still the guy, but Magic walked into his team. So imagine the pressure that he does not have now of walking into Kareem's team. So
that's true.
he could be walking into the Lakers without Kareem. Like think about that. Like literally, he got into the finals because of Kareem doing what he did, and he won that Finals MVP because Kareem wasn't there. Not to knock Magic, but I hate using the ifs. But if Kareem was healthy, more than likely he would have won Finals MVP that year.
But this the thing. We looking at it as objectively as possible. We don't know who these people are. We don't know which one is which because I'm sure Magic in here. I'm sure Kareem in here.
Gotta be,
But
yeah, for sure.
I don't know which one is which looking at the list.
But I'm using
So
that as a situation to say like that's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of being of like, okay, you have 5 rings but only 2 MVPs. That means
right.
that you had a lot more team success than E, and that's because 9 out of 10 you just had a better team. So I can't knock E for not having a better team, even though I'm the better player and probably the best player on this list, well, at least in the first 10 years, at least. So,
I can't lie to you though. The more I look at it, the more I want to put E number one.
hey man, that's my list, right? I'm putting E number one, bro. That's who I have. E is number one because that junk looking crazy. 20. Okay, we ain't even get into the stats. 29, 15, and 3.5 blocks, bro. The
I mean, you
numbers are
got five
stupid.
MVPs for a reason. You
That's what I'm
got five
saying, bro.
MVPs.
E's number one for me, bro.
Not E. I'm sorry. The more I look at it, I want to put D number one. The more
Oh,
I look at
D.
it, I said E. I meant to say D. The more I look at it, I want to put D number one because they got the most of everything. Most all defensive teams, they got a DPOY. The only one on here that got a DPOY. They got 4 rings, so that's one less than whoever got 5.
Mm-hmm.
So they're second in rings, and they got all the finals MVPs. They got 3 MVPs, was right smack dab in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and then they averaging the most points on the list. The all NBAs is basically even for everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, A got 9 first teams and 1 second team, so that's the best out of all NBA. But everybody else got 7, 7 first team, 7 first team, 7 first team, 6 first team, 2 second team. So I'm not gonna put too much stock in that no more, just because as of right now it's all pretty even.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, the more I look at it, I think I got to go E number one. I think I'm gonna go E number one. I'm gonna go B number two with the 5 rings, 3 finals MVPs. I'm gonna go B number two. I'm gonna go A3. I'm gonna go C4, E5.
You tripping? Okay, so I'm going E number one. Honestly, you okay? You persuaded me to shift. I'm willing to debate D and B. D and B are debatable for me.
Okay.
A is looking tough because A could still be 3-4 for me. So because that 9-time first team looking crazy. So 3-4, but C is solidified as being 5.
C is
So
5.
I'm going C
Okay.
is 5 because that's hands down. The stats looking crazy though, but I gotta look at the tally of air. Like nah, okay. C is 5. C is 5.
Okay.
A is 4.
A is 4. Okay.
Dang, that's tough to say. Okay, all right. So okay, let's look at A and B.
What you want to talk about?
I
it's,
never mind.
it's,
I might retract my statement.
there's no easy answers. They all just amazing. There's no easy answer.
Yeah, this one's looking tough. Okay, the reason why here's my case for A being better than B. I have one more MVP. That means I have one more year where I was the best player in the league. On top of me being 10-time All NBA. I think I'm a whole lot of weight for that All NBA. You know how I care about that way more than All Star. Like
Of
that's
course.
like the top 3 or 4 things in the player's resume for me. So
Right.
All NBA. So me being 9-time first team. We talking about Tim Duncan part 2 again because for me to be 9-time first team, meaning I had individual and team success. That's what that means for me. Because like you said, no losers are All NBA. Like you have to be minimum playoff, but for real, you talking about top 3 seeds in your conference. So that's what we're looking at when in terms of All NBA. So for you to be All NBA every single time in your career or the first 10 years holds a lot of weight to me. And then you get done on both ends of the floor being a 3-time defensive team. You were second team, but still you were 3-time of it. So yeah, I could the 5 rings, man. You got 2 more rings to me. Okay. All right. C is 4. I mean C is 5. B. That's crazy how you can jump from like 2 to 4 on this list. This is crazy.
That's how close everybody is.
Yeah, it ain't no easy just toss stuff out the window because this is okay. C is 5. B is 4. A is 3. D is 2. E is 1.
So you putting that much stock in the MVPs to have him number
Yes.
one.
Yes. For me to be the best player in the league, half of my first 10 years. Think about it, bro. I'm coming in. I'm still a young pup. This ain't my full career. I'm still a young pup. And I have 5 MVPs. This ain't like 5 all NBA or 5 all. I'm talking about I'm the most dominant, most valuable, best player in the league. 5 out of my first 10 years. So that means you were kicking the old dude's head in left and right for 5 years. And no telling how many years were back to back too. He could have been 3 straight MVP. So
True.
he could have had individually the most dominant stretch we've seen in the NBA. That's how much I can put in there because I should have looked that up and like how many he won in a row. But he could have went back to back, got hurt a year, then went back to back again or something like that. Like that's what we looking at. He probably won back to back MVPs. Might have won 3 straight MVPs. That's how much stock I'm putting in E's career, and then the numbers are backing it up too. Because just looking at straight like the stats alone, he probably has the best looking stats.
True.
He does have the best looking stats, averaging almost 30 and 15. And 3.5 blocks is stupid, but 2.5 steals is stupid too. As a guard, that is stupid, bro. That got to be a guard.
Yeah, 31.6. Yeah, for sure.
So
this is what I would do. This is what I would do to meet you in the middle. E is never gonna be number one for me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But what I will say, I will put C number 5 with 4 MVPs, 2 rings, 2 Finals MVP. I will put C number 5.
We agree on that.
E number 4. E gonna be 4. And then I'm putting A3 with 3 MVPs, 3 rings, 9 first teams. I'm putting them 3. Then I'm gonna go B at 2 with 5 rings, 3 Finals MVPs, 2 MVPs. I'm going them at 2. Then I'm going E at number 1. 4 rings, 4 Finals MVP. Won all his Final MVPs. Got 3 MVPs, 7 first teams. I don't know why I keep saying E. D is gonna be number 1. 4 rings, 3 MVPs, all his Finals MVPs, 7 first teams. Got a DPOY. The only one on here with a DPOY. 6 defensive first teams, 3 defensive second teams. So 9 out of 10 years he was all defense. 8 out of 10 years he was all NBA. Got a DPOY. He got to go number 1. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but he got to go number 1. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know at least 3 out of the 5.
Yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, I'm getting a sense of who these are too. So, all right. So, okay, we agree that C is 5. I think we can come to terms on that.
Yeah.
I think A, B, I think B and D, we both agree are top 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree there. A
But
is the wild
E1
card.
and you had A4. I think that's what you had.
Yeah. So okay, dang, this is tough, bro. Because I'm for me to think about somebody. Okay, let's think about it like this: if Luka, who's in year 7 or 8,
Yeah.
3 MVPs, 4 MVPs right now, and he won back to back. We'd be looking at him totally different right now. We like, oh, this dude snap on top of the numbers that he has. He's averaging close to 30. He like 36 and 6. Let's throw that number out. I don't even know his at start, but let's say 36 and 6 is what he's averaging right now. Has a finals appearance, doesn't have the ring, but out of his 8 years, let's say 7 years, because I think he's one less than Tatum. So let's say 7 years, give him 3 MVPs. We're looking at Luke a little bit differently. So that's what I'm thinking of in terms of this. So we're in the moment of Luka being a 3-time MVP. Let's say he, wins one this year. So out of his first 8 years, he ends up winning 4 MVPs, and in 2 more years, he wins his last one. We're looking at Luka, it's like, bro, this dude going crazy. Yeah, he don't have all the team success, but we know individually this player is a talent and that can go. He just needs enough around him to make the team success match the individual success. That's what I'm looking at in terms of E. It's like, you can't fault me for my team not being as great. Obviously, I'm great putting up 30, 15, and 3.5 blocks. 5-time MVP. So you trying to knock me and my individual, like, this ain't even just being, this ain't, Boogie Cousins, no, it's like the Boogie, we both love him, Bama boy, but
That
this
my boy.
ain't me being on some slouch of a team. Obviously, we got some sense because we have a ring and I'm the Finals MVP. So this is me having a really good team. I make them great because I'm great enough to do that. Versus the other guys, more than likely have a solidified team, and I'm just able to sustain them on that next level of greatness.
It's tough.
Very tough. All right,
It's tough.
so we agree that let's so C is definitely 5. I gotta
Yeah.
okay. Can we agree on A being 4? Because I gotta put E top 3.
You said E being 4,
A being 4, and then
A
E
being
being
4.
3. Could we come to middle ground on that?
A being 4. 3 rings, 3 finals. I mean, 2 finals MVP, 3 MVP. I, A4 and E3. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can go for that. I can go for that because
All
they got
right.
more
Okay.
defense. Yeah,
Okay. So
stats better.
I still want to put E number 1, but okay. Well,
I can't.
we'll,
I can't. I can't. I can't. I
okay. I
can't.
feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So I'm not even pushing for that. So right now we're looking at 5 being C, 4 being A, and 3 being E. So now the question is, are we putting B or D as number 1?
I could go either one for real. With the 5 rings, it's hard to deny the 5 rings. You got the most rings on the list. Hard to
Yeah.
deny that. And you got 3 finals MVPs. You still got you 2 MVPs. You were 17. You were 7-time first team All NBA.
Both of them were. So at this point, all
Yeah.
NBA is irrelevant.
Yeah,
So,
true, true,
okay.
true, true.
The
But the
reason I
thing
would give
is,
D the nod
mm,
is, once again, like we talked about with A, I did what you did, but on a higher clip because I'm averaging 10 more points than you and I'm DPOI. So I'm scoring
true.
and defending at a higher clip. I'm hands down defending at a higher clip because you have no level of
No
defensive,
defensive teams.
you know what I mean? So D, for the sake of us coming to agreement, D is number 1.
B is number 2.
B is number 2. But I still feel kind of weird because I feel like A could put up a fight with B.
He definitely could. But the thing is, D got the most. Well, everybody got MVPs. Everybody got rings. Everybody got Finals MVPs. D got the most of the extras, which
Mm-hmm.
is the 6-time defensive first teams, 3 defensive second teams, and the only one with the DPOY. He got the most extras. So the rings, the MVPs, Finals MVPs, it's almost a wash for a lot of these guys in the middle. Like the guy with 5 MVPs makes up for not having as many rings. But then you got guys with 3 MVPs, 4 rings, 3 MVPs, 3 rings, 2 MVPs, 5 rings. Everybody get it from somewhere else. But when then
Mm-hmm.
we talk, so it's almost like a wash. But then we look at the extras. D the only one with all the extras. He the only one with the chips with the dip. You know what I mean? He got a DPOY. He got a 6 defensive first team and 3 second team. He the only one with the chips with the dip, man. Everybody else got chips, but he got the dip with the chips. You know what I mean? So,
But
uh,
imagine having your chips that are extra flavor on top of them, and you don't have the dip.
you
Like
don't need
you
the
got,
dip, huh?
but that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like you got the plain classic, whether you want wave or just plain ones. That's the chips they got. But then the dip go crazy because you got to have the combo. If I'm coming
Yeah.
at you with like the Cheetos or the Doritos got the flavor on top of it already, what dip you need? Now the dip will make it go even crazier. When the chip come with itself and it's barbecue and it's good like that by itself, that's what E is, man. E is right there. It ain't got the dip that everybody else got because you got more. Everybody has more rings and Finals MVPs. But I'm coming in here by myself. I got most of what you looking for. Now, of course, you want to have a full plate. That I understand, but I don't. I'm not the chef in the kitchen. I'm only controlling so much. But I'm coming at you by myself. Flavored chips. I ain't got the dip. I ain't got the guac. I ain't got the sauce. But me by myself, you could enjoy this. This is a pleasurable bag of chips right here. But I'm gonna leave that alone because we agreed to come in the middle and say E is going to be three. So D is number one, B is number two, E is three, A is four, and C is five. That's our agreed upon list.
Yes, I'm satisfied with that.
All right. So A is Larry Bird.
Okay.
B is Magic.
B is Magic. So Magic was number two. Okay. I had Magic
C
number
is
one initially.
Braun.
Bron.
D is Jordan. No surprise.
No
Looking at the numbers, is like,
surprise.
well, duh. And then E is Kareem.
You know,
So
I
our
had this.
rankings. So
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
so
No,
our official
go ahead.
rankings are going to be number one being Jordan, two being Magic, three being Kareem, four being Bird, five being Braun.
You know what's crazy? Originally, when I knew the names and I was making my little rough list, I had Magic one and Mike two. So I would
Hmm.
have had A one and D two. But then the more I was looking at these defensive teams and DPOYs and stuff, I was like, I gotta go D one. So I had to go Mike one and put Magic two. So I flip flopped them. And then I had Bird. Bird was A, right?
Yeah.
I actually had Bird fifth.
Hmm.
But that's who we end up having fifth, right? Or no, we had
No,
Kareem
Braun
as
was fifth.
Braun was fifth.
Yeah, he was C.
He was C. We put Braun fifth.
Bird is A, and he was
Bird
four.
four. Okay. I see. Them two could have been flip flop. I had Braun four and Bird five in my initial list. But looking at it objectively, I get we came to the agreements of the other way around. Then I had Kareem in three.
Hmm. So I had, you can kind of tell what I was pushing. I had Kareem one, Magic two, Jordan three, Bird four, and Braun five. So we were close.
We everybody was like one
Yeah.
spot, one spot away. But man, it was
Yeah,
hard though, man.
it's just crazy for me to think about. Like, bro, you came in with five MVPs, like the first rep of your career. So now I got to find out what Kareem was looking like, because for you to win five MVPs is
You got to think, man.
astronomical.
Kareem got the most MVPs all time. He got six. So five in the first 10 years is not crazy to think about. I mean, he got the most.
I mean, on paper, before you knew who it was, it's like, yeah,
Yeah, obviously, yeah, like you said on paper, it's like, dang, that's crazy in general. But he got the most MVP, so it's like, well, that kind of makes sense.
so, okay. Now we know it's Kareem. Look at it like this. Okay, rookie
Yeah,
year he was third in MVP voting.
that's
Second
true.
year MVP, third year MVP, fourth year second in MVP. Then he won first MVP, top five MVP, number one MVP, number one MVP, number four MVP, four MVP, he number one in MVP, three MVP, and then he dropped down to be number 10 after like year 12, I think this is. So he was top five MVP the first one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. The first 12 years of his career, he was top five in MVP. So he really could have
About
won more MVPs. That's stupid, bro. Kareem was, when people talk about the GOAT, bro, now, like I said, going through this list and like really looking at it through this lens, I understand why people will swear up and down Kareem's the GOAT. I swear, I see why people swear by Magic being the GOAT. I see why people swear by Bird being disrespected, because looking at it like this, you can't help but respect what these people are doing. Like, it's kind of crazy for us to just disregard the history now of like, oh, uh, Jordan just to go. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but like Kareem was nasty, bro. Like, man, I get it now. Like, doing a little bit more deep dive, I get why people would swear that Jordan was cute, but he ain't no Kareem. I get it. What he did was all right, but Magic, that boy was a beast. I get it now. Like the more I kind of study this stuff and look back through it, I get it why people from the 70s and 80s will say that their player was the guy and still is the guy. I get it. So, because you winning 5 MVPs in the first 10 years, and then Bird winning 9 All NBA first teams, I get it, bro. Listen, you're not finna hear Pete from me, but I get it. I respect it. Do what you do, man.
But this is why we have. This is why people always say there's like goats of eras.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to compare eras. Like right now, today, there will never be another person to do what Kareem did.
No.
Never. There will never be another person win 5 MVPs in 10 years. Like Jokic got 3 and might win 4, but he did got beat out. He lost one to Embiid straight up. Lost one to Embiid. Lost one to what's one the year before he won MVP. I want to say Giannis won it. So like it's guys
Mm-hmm.
in the league that beat him straight up. It's not like he was just like hurt or something or like didn't play.
Yeah.
But like guys that beat him straight up because there's other guys in the league doing that. Kareem's era, there was other guys going crazy, but like nobody like Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Kareem came in the league a winner. Like he won like 3 NCAA championships in a row at UCLA. You know what I mean? Like there's these eras where like every generation gonna have a guy or 2 or 3 guys that's like nobody was messing with them. Nobody was
Yep.
messing with Kareem. Nobody was messing with Mike. Nobody messing with Bron. Like every couple years, we just know nobody messing with these guys. Nobody was messing with Wilt.
Mm-hmm.
So like those generations, if you saw them play, when nobody messing with these guys. So it's hard for you to imagine another person in a different generation just being better. Like people, like obviously everybody kind of concede to the Mike and LeBron debates, but the people who saw Kareem and know when nobody messing with Kareem like that, they got the right to say that.
Yep.
So that's why people say those things because it's like, man, if you saw this guy play 30 years from now, people gonna be saying, God knows, Cooper Flag maybe better than LeBron, and we gonna have to be like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like nobody was messing with Bron when Bron was out here. We're gonna have to say that. We're gonna be just like the old heads. So it's one of the things, man. It's tough. It's tough to really imagine
Mm-hmm.
somebody winning 5 MVPs in 10 years. It's 6 in total anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like as good as Jokic is, I do not see Jokic winning those 6 MVPs. Like, no.
Hey, you never know. Like you said, I can't see it, but you never know, man. And he ain't even mid-30s yet. He still, I don't think he's 29, 28, the 30s, something like that.
29.
So he still got another 4 years of him possibly being Jokic. So ain't no telling, man. But I think he gets it. No, but he could prove us wrong. And the back half of his career, he gonna turn up for real, and he gets another teammate, and now he can just go crazy and win 4 more rings. And we don't know, man. But
There's too
as
much
of right
talent
now,
now.
oh yeah, for sure. But as of right now, he ain't touching Kareem. Like he is just the idea of him getting 4 is close. But like you said, it's too much talent. Like next year, we're probably looking at Luka winning one. Tatum can finally get respected. O'Brien could sneak up and get one. We never know. So
And then you never know when
uh,
Wemby might come along and start winning something. Ant-Man, Shea still out here. Shea only like 29, 28, something like that.
mm-hmm.
Is it? And Shea obviously is in the running right now. Who knows when he gonna actually get one? It could be this year. Jokic could win it. Obviously, it look like it's between them two. But if Shea get it this year, then that's it for Jokic's first 10 years, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's another year somebody beat out Jokic for an MVP. So that's why I say, man, it's so much talent now, and talent just coming into the league that is winning, and then people get so much like voter fatigue and all that we ain't got to get into. Just hurts people from getting all those MVPs like they probably did back in the day.
Yeah.
Like we all feel like Kobe deserved more. We all feel like Bron deserved more. So folks gonna start feeling like Jokic deserve more because if voter fatigue is a real thing and it happens. But it's just part of the game now. So it's so much talent, so many good players, and every year somebody gonna have that breakout year every year.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably never be done again. Just being real.
Yeah, man. So, um, this list was crazy, bro. I didn't. I knew it was gonna be difficult, but then I looked at it again. I'm like, oh, this was nasty. This is nasty work. And you know what's crazy
Same.
too? Tim Duncan. Let's go back to Tim's numbers. He ain't too far off from Bird, man. Like him and Bird,
One ring. I
not
mean, one MVP list.
yeah. So Tim could sneak up in the top five, but right now we're looking at Bron. Tim is A. So numbers wise, I still give it to Bron. He
Yeah.
got 2 MVPs, 3 rings, and Bron is 4 MVPs. That's a toss up. That's a strong toss up. Um,
Yeah, it could go either way. But the stats definitely play better for Bron.
ooh, 7-time first team and 3-time second team. That means 10 years he was defensive player, and Bron only has 5. All right, I think it's the last debate we're gonna have. Could Tim Duncan sneak up and take top 5?
I'm gonna say no. 2 more MVPs is a big deal. One less ring, but 2 more MVPs and better stats. So I can't say that. But it's close though. It's close. But I'm gonna
Yeah, I
take
think the
one
top
less
6
ring
is
and two.
tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the one less ring with the 2 more MVPs and better stats. I'm gonna take that over what Tim got. So
Oof. All
yeah,
right, so to
this
round out our
solidified.
list, yeah, this is our list. We solidified it. We're done. 15. Let's go. Let's go. Old school. So
All the way to the
15 was
bottom.
that, huh?
I'll say all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, back to the bottom. So 15 is Kawhi. 14 is Westbrook. 13 is Giannis. 12 is KD. 11 is Hakeem Olajuwon. 10 is Curry. So top 10 officially starts with Steph Curry being number 10. Number 9 is Jokic. Number 8 is Moses Malone. Number 7 is Shaq. 6 is Tim Duncan. 5 is LeBron. 4 is Bird. 3 is Kareem. Cough cough. 2 is Magic, and then 1 is Michael Jordan. So dang, this is crazy, bro. Like these are the players, in our opinion, who had the best first 10 years of their career. Like these are the players only talking about the first 10 years. So now, of course, looking at the list, LeBron would supersede what Bird did. Probably looking at Magic jumping him too. And so the top three would looking like, of course, Jordan, Kareem, and Bron, of course, because that's the pinnacle of pinnacles. So then you want to talk about Curry sneaking up there, Katie sneaking up there, because we had a lot of guys who fell off later in their career, like looking like a Shaq. You know,
Mhm.
Moses fell off a little bit later, and then Jokic is in year 9. So once he finish out this, we can see what he does. But and then Dream his totality of his career because he ended up winning another ring and he won one more of everything I think besides MVP. And so it's crazy to look at what you chop their career up like that. It's like man, Shaq didn't do as much, or Moses didn't do as much, or whoever else we looking at. It's like that was cool, but the next year, or like year 12, year 13, when they started to kick up more and they won the last little bit that solidified them being where they were. So was it any player that kind of surprised you the most of this list of being like, dang, I didn't expect that from them?
I think mine probably is honestly Kareem. I would have. So this what this really shows you because we doing top 10 in 10 years. It really shows you who got it going early,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows you who got it going for a long period of time, like longevity wise. Because like Mike, we ended up putting number one because Mike only played 14 years. Obviously, we didn't know it was Mike at the time speaking on it, but Mike only played 14 years. So clearly, the bulk of his career was in those 10 years. He only played 4 more after.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, he got 4 of his 6 rings in 10 years, 3 of his 5 MVPs in 10 years. all that good stuff. So it lets you know like Mike really got it going in them 10 years. He took over the league. But then you got a guy like Kareem who won 5 MVPs. Obviously, he was the guy, only got 1 ring though. But as we know now, Kareem ended with 6. So it lets you know who was like a shooting star and who was like a longevity guy. And then obviously you got Bron, who like, we ain't got to name all Bron accolades, but guys like that. And I think Magic only played like 14 years too, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah, like 13, 14. Him and Bird played about
13.
13, 14.
Yeah, so those kind of guys like that back in those days, they like shooting stars. They got their good 10 in, and then you got a couple more. They probably told them like, I got a couple more left in me.
Mm-hmm.
Medicine ain't the same, training, all that stuff obviously ain't the same. So longevity is a lot easier now, or a lot more feasible now than it was in the 70s, 80s, 90s. But I know when they probably had year 10 went by, year 11 was coming up, they probably was like, I ain't got much left in me.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple more years left. My back getting bad. All this other stuff. So now you see the guys with longevity and stuff. Let's see. Like Jokic is at number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And well, let me not use Jokic because he's still playing. Moses Malone is at number 8. And Steph is at 10. But we would put Steph above Moses Malone.
Yep.
Because Steph is in year 16. I don't know how many years Moses Malone played, but Steph is in year 16. So unless the story was still being written after year 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that long, when y'all get to talking about Bron and longevity, and that's all he got, that stuff matter. Because Mike got it cracking, and it was 10 years in, and he got almost everything out of his career. He won 2 more rings, and he drifted off into the sunset, man. Same thing with Magic and Bird. Like all of Magic's 5 championships is in them first 10 years. Kareem got 5 out of 6 MVPs in the first 10 years, but then he won 5 more championships after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuff like that, man. All of it matters, bro. All of it matters. You can't just be taking what we want to take. The whole totality of the career matters, and I feel like that's proven in these lists too. So I hope y'all really realize that. Even though we put Mike number 1, that don't mean everybody got to have Mike as they GOAT. Because Bron played 12 more years after these 10. Kareem played 10 more years after these 10. You know what I mean? It's a lot, bro. So just remember that. For real.
Yeah, I think for me, Curry was a little surprising because I knew he had a rough start early in his career, and seeing how much he picked up later on, I'm kind of because I was expecting, I don't know why I was thinking about him this way, but I was thinking more of like, oh, he struggled early on, so he didn't start picking up until like the past 2 years, 3 years, whatever. And so I was expecting to have a little bit less, but I was like, nah, he did pick up like after year 5. So like the first 3 or 4 years, he's really dealing with the ankle injury. He picked it up later on. So Steph Curry surprised me a little bit. But what this list made me do is put more respect on Moses. Because when we first started talking about the list, he wasn't on my radar. And I started like trying to make sure I respected people who really earned it. And so I was just going through different stuff, trying to figure out who should be on the list. And I was like, oh, Moses was a beast. His first 10 years was nasty. So I had to put him on the list. Tim Duncan, I didn't know how dominant he was out the gate. Like that made me like look at him a little bit differently too. Him and Kareem. So the top 3, like what I took away from this is that Kareem was so dominant individually early on. Tim Duncan was, I knew he was great out the gate, but this is another level. That adds another level of respect. Now I get why people hold Tim Duncan as being untouchable as far as who he is and what he's done. And then I'm surprised a little bit with Dream.
That he wasn't higher.
Yeah, I thought he would have been a little bit higher, but then once again, remove all the feelings and the names away. You look at what they did on paper. It's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I can't put you here like I want to. So, and I think most people be surprised of thinking about this with Kobe. And it's like, bro, y'all got to remember Kobe's first 6 years, no, first 4 years were really rough. He didn't get going and win a ring until like year 4, I think. Well, he drafted 96, so he didn't win the ring until year 4, 5, 4, and he still wasn't the guy then. So he didn't really get cracking until like year 8, maybe, when he started taking over when Shaq left and stuff. So he didn't win another championship until like year 10 or whatever. So it just shows you, man. It's like the whole picture matters a lot. So that's why I kind of hold back from having too weight of a conversation around current players, because some people are still writing a book, they're halfway through it, but some people, we know that tail end, when the movie's getting, to the final part of it. So it's just like you said, Jokic is probably the best example of like, let's hold off on where he ranks, because he could pull a Kareem, win an MVP this year and a ring this year, and he's 4-2-2. Then he tallies off, and he just gets another player. He gets a Magic Kareem dynamic or a Shaq Kobe dynamic, and he just gets a player that's like, yo, I'm gonna help you out, big fella. We're gonna win and dominate this next couple of years. We're gonna win 3 out of 5, and then we look at Jokic talking about being a top 5 center or maybe top 3 center. Never know, man. But too early to call. But this really helped me reframe a little bit of basketball history for me.
Yeah, for sure. Like sometimes taking the names away can really help you really see what guys did instead of like feelings and stuff. Obviously, context matters too, so that's
Yeah.
what adding the names does. But taking all of that away and just looking at what you did on paper is something to be said for that perspective as well. So it's cool though, man. I enjoyed it for real. This was fun.
Yeah, this is one of the more fun episodes we've done, man. So, um, but yeah, man, that's it, bro. We're done with the list. I don't love it because Kareem was number one for me, but it is what it is, man. It's all good, I think overall we still get we put a great list together. I think we can have a whole other topic about the top 6 and juggling them around if we really want to nail it down. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, we gotta do something like this again. We gotta figure something out how we can do it again. But this was fun, man. Any last words before we get out of here?
Nah, man. Y'all let us know if we got something wrong. If y'all feel like the list should have been different, for real though. I want to know. Like somebody gonna be like, man, Kareem should have been number 1 5 MVP. Somebody gonna say that. Somebody gonna be on your side. But y'all, I just want to really know what other people thinking. Like, do y'all think we got it right? Who should have been on the list? Maybe we shouldn't, that we didn't have. So like, y'all really let us know what you think.
Yeah, because it was a process just trying to get the list together and who it was, and trying to be fair of like, this player was cool, but I don't think that was enough. Like somebody like a James Harden could be in somebody's discussion, or somebody like a um I really don't know, but James Harden person came to mind of like that deserves to probably be mentioned in this list. But everybody can't make the cut, man. Because I don't think James won his MVP until after his 10, maybe like later in his 10 years. So
Yeah.
somebody like him can't make the cut, bro. Like, and then reason why Westbrook made it because he had the 2 triple double seasons. I can't leave off history. Like that's history, bro. I
Facts.
can't leave that off the list. He didn't make the top 10, but he's at least honorable mention. So let us know, like you said, let us know what y'all think, man. Was the list terrible? Did we forget, this player we should have moved Jokic higher? We should have dropped Tim Duncan lower? Kareem should have been one, or Bird should have been one. LeBron should have been one. Let us know, man. Let us know what y'all think. Then make sure y'all subscribe for the next episode, because that's gonna be even better. Like I don't even know what it's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be better than what this one was. Because like Kareem, man, we start off with 5 MVPs and then we finish off with 6 MVPs and 5 rings, man. I mean, 5 more rings against the 6. So we just keep elevating like that, man. Like we the Kareem of podcast, bro. We just keep getting better as we age, man. This is how it is. But
The
but
Kareem
nah,
podcast is hard.
yeah, that'd be crazy though. But now we appreciate y'all watching and tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and comment below what you guys thinking. But without further ado, man, see y'all next episode.